All right, y'all. In this video, what we doing is talking about 5 things that I think we need for 2K25 City. So anyway, y'all, without further ado, not a long intro. I'm gonna try to keep the video short, so we're gonna go ahead and get into it. Before I get into it, I'm gonna say right now, if you're new, leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and yeah, let's get into it. So coming in at number 1, the first thing we need for 2K25 City is, of course, clothing shops on the court and the affiliations, similar to like 2K15, 2K16, 2K17, because for those of y'all that remember, in those games, they had actual shops by the actual courts that you can go to pick up clothes. Because let's be real, in 2K21 to 24, we had what was called the mall, which is where you went to get clothes, which sounds good on paper, but when you actually think about it, the city is way too big, so nobody feels like going all the way to a mall to pick up clothing. Because again, it sounds good on paper, but I believe in 2K25 for the affiliations, they should have it to where all the clothes you want should be right close to the courts, because I think that the mall can stay in the game for 25, but the mall itself is kind of bougie. I mean, it's a mall. The mall looked bougie in 24, so I think that all the bougie, most expensive clothes should be at the mall still. But like, you know, the everyday average clothes that you can get for like your affiliation, like affiliation gear itself, or just regular clothes, like what's it called? Could have been record shirts or gallery department shirts, etc., etc. It can be in your affiliation. You know, the cheap stuff is like 10,000 BC or less, you know, stuff like that you can just grab up and get real quick, you know what I'm saying, to change your clothes before you go into the affiliation. So I think they should bring that back, because again, the city was so big in 24, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be big in 25. It's gonna be a little bit smaller because I'm sure Mike Wang gets to hear about all the backlash, but it's still gonna be probably too big. So that's why, again, I think they should bring back to where the actual clothing shop should be back in the affiliations themselves, so you can just go right beside the court and just buy something real quick rather than going all the way to the mall. Because again, the mall sounds good on paper, you know, being able to buy all your stuff at one place. The mall, you know, it sounds good on paper, but again, I think it needs to be going. So anyway, y'all, that's it for number 1. On to number 2. At number 2, the second thing on the list we need in 2K25 for the city is, of course, an idea I have from my old video, but I'm gonna say it again. That's something called percentage course. Now, what my idea with percentage course is that, say for example, you play in 2K24. Matter of fact, if you got 2K24 and if you can get on 2K24 right now, go on 2K24 or just go to YouTube and watch a video of 2K24 and the affiliations, rather it be Rise or Elite, and go look at how many courts is probably gonna be empty and free. There's so many courts in Rise and Elite affiliation right now, and 2K24 that's empty, and there's no games going on and people just standing around the server. So it's something that I like to call percentage course. Now, again, it's a video idea that I had from like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, but I'm gonna say it again because it's still not in the game. So I believe that in 2K25 for the city, affiliations, whatever, once you get into an affiliation, you should have courts that you can go into to where you can't play on that court unless you have a certain win percentage. So if you have like a, let's just say 67 win ratio or higher, you're only allowed to play on this court, or really you can play on any court as long as your win ratio is higher. So if you don't have like at least a 67 win ratio, you can't go on that court and, you know what I'm saying, play on that court and steal other players, because in my opinion, that will eliminate the problem of having to play with little Timmy's that's gonna sell you. Because let's be real, most people that play the game are bad at the game, so you're gonna get sold even if you go into affiliation games, mainly theater, but like the affiliation too, because also a lot of people that still play 2K don't know about the theater, especially super casual people. So that's why I believe that like percentage course is much needed. So let's just say again, you have like a 30 win ratio, you're allowed to play on the courts that have like 30 win ratio or less, or if you have, let's just say 90 ratio or higher, you can play on that one only. If you don't have like at least, let's just say like a 80 win ratio, you can't play on the 80 win ratio court. And I know what y'all thinking, well, that's gonna make it to where less courts are available. Well, that leads into my next point. My next point is they should also add more courts into the actual affiliation, because my thought process is, if they make the city smaller, that's more space that they can have to put into the actual affiliations. They can make the affiliation courts bigger and make the affiliation actual area bigger if they make the city smaller. That way the game can still be optimized and run properly, in my opinion. So that's why I believe that they should add percentage courts for 2K25, and as well as add more courts also to make it to where you can play in each court and not have to worry about, you know what I'm saying, I'm probably playing with the little kid that's gonna sell me, you know what I'm saying? And of course, again, there's theater, there's also ante-up, because sweats usually go to ante-up, but let's be real again, a lot of casuals that are good at the game don't know about ante-up, or they just don't care to go that far to ante-up. So a lot of people want to play in the affiliation only with their squads. Y'all know how it goes. So that's just another alternative for if you don't want to go to ante-up, play with light percentage courts. And there could be more courts also, so that you don't have to worry about not getting the game if they just shrink the affiliations, or if they just shrink the city size. They can add more courts, because I think right now I believe it's like what, 6 3v3 courts and affiliations for 2K24, and it's been that way for like years now. So I think they can just like, you know, fix that with 2K25. So anyway, that's it for number 2, y'all. On to number 3. At number 3, 2K. Get new servers. I've been saying this. Matter of fact, the whole community been saying this for years. 2K needs to get new servers. I don't know why they haven't got new servers yet. We going into 2K25 and we still got bad servers. This disgusting. Well, I ain't even gonna say bad servers. It could be because of the fact that the city was so big in the past 2Ks, which is another reason why they should shrink the city. But anyway, servers need to be bought. I should not go into the city itself and still have lag spikes every time I go into the city. Even after they said they patched it, it's still in the game, let's be real. And it's probably because of the size of the city. Either way, new servers is needed. This one's kind of a joke because we already know about servers by now, so on to the number, 4. So anyway, at number 4, we need a server refill for the actual affiliation. So as of right now, if you notice in 2K24, there's an actual subway system you can go into to transfer from spot to spot in the city, which is why I'm not talking about us needing a smaller city for this transportation. I'm not gonna talk about transportation in this video because we got subways. So because of subways, I'm not gonna say we need better transportation for the city. Instead, I'm gonna say that we need an actual subway that's dedicated to filling a server, because as of right now, for those of y'all that don't know, if you get on 2K24, as soon as you go into the subway, they're either gonna put you into a whole new affiliation or put you into an affiliation that already got people in it. So when you get into that affiliation, there's people standing around their phones. And a lot of times, as I mentioned earlier in the video, how there's courts with no games going on. They should have it to where you get kicked from that server after like 5 minutes of inactivity of your my player not moving to standing there. And if that's the case, they should have a subway you can go into to actually fill the actual affiliation, so that way there's games going on and stuff like that. So anyway, that's it for number 4. On to the last thing at number 5. All right, last but not least at number 5, the 5th thing we need for the city for 2K25 is none other than more perks for win streaks. Now, as of right now, I believe you already get maybe a perk for your win streak, not like an actual perk, but like a perk, like as in like a reward. So you might get a reward for a win streak, but I think that what 2K needs to do in 25 is make it to where if you go on like a, let's just say a 10-game win streak, 0.25 times the rep for your win streak for every win you get. And if you're a team that stops somebody that's on a win streak, say you got your squad and you stop another squad, you step on their court and they're on like, let's just say like an 11-game win streak. If you end their streak, because they're most likely gonna be sweats, so it's gonna be harder to win, because most people that go on like 11-game win streaks plus in the park is gonna be like sweats, because let's be real, most of the community that plays the game ain't going on 11-game win streaks in the park, because most people are trash at the game, let's be real. So if you stop somebody on an 11-game win streak, you should get 2 times rep for like, I don't know, 30 minutes or something. You know what I'm saying? It can be some type of perk like that to actually make it to where if you stop somebody on a win streak, when you see one, like a rare like win streak, because 2K ain't gotta worry about giving you extra rep, cause you know the main thing with 2K is they want to keep you on the game, because it's 2K, they want to keep you on the game as long as possible to, you know, get grind for that rep. But that's why I'm saying it's rare you're gonna see somebody on a win streak, so it's not like 2K has to worry about, well, it's gonna happen often, we don't want to give them too much rep. No, because like I said, it's not often you find somebody on win streaks in the park just like above a 10-game win streak. So because of that, when you find somebody that has like above a 10-game win streak, if you and your squad stop them in their win streak, I believe you should get like I said, times 2 rep for like, I don't know, 30 minutes to an hour, because you earned it. You stopped sweats. So anyway, y'all, that's my 5 things for the city. At the time of this recording, we're close to the game coming out, so that's why I didn't really go that much in depth with like my city possibilities like I usually do. So if you watched any of my city possibilities videos from like previous years, you'll know that they were a lot better than this one, because of the fact that, like I said, they were earlier on in the 2K cycle or whatever. So because of that, like I said, I ain't got that much in depth. So that's why, if this video was kind of dry, that's why. But with that being said, y'all, it's been your boy, Edwin Andre. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Thank y'all for watching. And until next time, I'm out. Peace.